My last video got cut off. I had to answer a question from my daughter. Um, but what I was saying is that he let me know that it was an honor to take care of his kids. And I was like, wow. Because on the outside looking in, I don't have a special needs child, so I don't understand. I'm just thinking to myself, that's a heavy load to carry. Aren't you tired? And he never once said, yeah, I'm tired, like he didn't want the lot. He was just like, I'm gonna bask in the one God gave me. But anyway, later on down the line, all my kids ended up having a good friend living with autism. My oldest son made friends with a young man named Glenn. They are still friends to this day. Glenn is grown, working, thriving. Jacob, he made a friend with this young man named Shamik. Shamik is grown and thriving. Elena, she made a friend with a young lady that lived up the street, which I shall not name. And she has a family now. Like, she's grown. She has a beautiful baby. Um, Wonderful companion. Good family. And so I'm like, okay. So when I look back and I had Kelvin and we found out something was going on with him um, and so I'm like, okay, when I calm down, when I stop blaming myself, when I stop asking was something wrong with me, was this, that, da, 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 and I started working on the process of accepting, because accepting, you will accept at different levels. It's not like a one time I accept all of this and then that's it. Like, no, you gotta one step at a time accept as the seasons change and the levels change in him as he grows. So because new things will present itself and it'll be a new hard and a new thing to adjust to. But once I initially started the acceptance process, dang, it left me. I'll give it to you if it comes back to me. But, oh, there it is. So I realized that God was preparing me the whole time. Like, he surrounded us with children on the spectrum. My kids, he prepped my kids. He prepped me. He gave me friends. So when I was able to finally see that once I calmed down and started accepting everything. So, but I will tell you this, what blessed me the most was having Ed after the diagnosis. Oh my God. I called that man and I cried. He didn't try to fix it. He just gave me the ministry of presence. And then he gave me some tidbits on how to survive the next portions. And in our next conversation, he gave me some wisdom on how to get started with services. You know, um, every child was different. He said no one child with autism is alike. So he was like, listen, these are the steps, but don't etch them in stone. Do what's best for Kelvin. And then he just gradually checked on me. How you doing? Where you at? Breathe. You know, he even prepared for me dealing with people in public and family, because everybody didn't understand. People would be on the phone with my mom and Kelvin just can't stop screaming in the background, and they would get off the phone with her because they couldn't handle it. It was just like, oh, what is that? It's Kelvin. He can't help it. Well, call me later. It's so hurtful, but it's not like, they were doing it intentionally. It's just they weren't used to it. We had been dealing with it for so long that we block out his yelling. It's a everyday sound. Like he wake up on 25. Full volume, like it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And he doesn't understand distance. He gets close to your face and he yells straight in your face, and he just don't understand. So I play with him now. You yell, we gonna yell together. Ian, Ian. You know what I mean? And he just giggles and he's so full of life. Honestly, one of the blessings of being his mother is how he slows me down. I was so used to just running for work, running for kids, running that I didn't have time to breathe. Yes, I get angry when we drive all the way to Walmart and he refuses to get out the car. Like he is having full blown fallout. Like, nope, not doing it today. Take me home. I had to learn to accept that. I had to learn to accept that, you know what, we might get to the store and he can't handle getting inside. And um, so I would be like, okay, well, I guess we won't go to the store today. All right, Lord. If we were supposed to be able to get whatever we was going to get, we would have been able to get it. But we can't, so we're going to go back to the house. There ain't no point in fighting it. So we're going to go back to the house. Then finally, one day, when I stopped, and I still have my moments, please don't think that I've arrived. I have not. Uh, but one day, after a long season of just feeling sorry for myself, like, life don't turn out the way you plan it. I can't believe this is happening to me. Why would you do this, God? Da, 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 da. And first of all, he ain't gonna let you have the life of your dreams. If you've given your yes, then it's gonna pull you away from him. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna give you something that's gonna hurt you. So I guess the life I had planned, and I had a plan. I had a plan, but the one I had planned, if I'm honest, God wasn't in the forefront of it. But it's okay. Anyway, he gave me this thought. He was like, it may be hard to care for him sometimes. You may be embarrassed. You may feel bad about your life circumstances. Things may get harder to provide. You have a hard time holding on to a job. Wasn't ready for that. Wasn't ready for struggling to keep a job because of your son's needs. Was not ready for that. That one is a hill that I'm still trying to overcome. But he said, just imagine what it feels like for Kelvin. Kelvin is living it. Like, he can't tell you directly what he needs. Like, just think about that. He's normal in there. He just can't get his normal out to you. So when you see his frustration and his meltdowns, he's not being a bad kid. He's just frustrated because it's clear in here, but he can't get it clear out here. So he always guessing. Can you imagine living a life where you can't use your spoken authority to ask for water? Or I'm hungry? Or I don't want to eat that. I really want this, but I can't tell you that. So you get stuck with whatever somebody puts in front of you to eat? Don't be cared for by the wrong people. They don't care if you get what you actually want to eat. That's a rough life. Now, yes, God can heal. And yes, I'm praying, I'm knocking, I'm pursuing God on that. But if he doesn't, it's that part. If he doesn't, one, I know he's still good, but as far as he is concerned, like, when he turns 18, I have to go to court and take his rights away, so that the government doesn't think this is a normal 18-year-old grown man and try to pursue him for the draft or anything else. That means that Kelvin, if ever came a time that he did get fully restored and I had to take his rights away, he could never get married. He couldn't go get a job. He couldn't have regular life. And if God doesn't change it, he won't have any of those beautiful luxuries that we have an option to have right now. Like, imagine that. Living that. So, even as a caregiver, even though I suffer greatly, I'm not suffering like my baby. I have options. I'm able-bodied. I woke up in my right mind. Everything is working to the design in which you created it. Am I working right now? No. But I have everything that I need to function well. So I'm still blessed beyond measure, you know. Um, may not ever had a wealth, may not ever be able to go on a nice vacation and do all the things that other people did. But honestly, this life isn't the goal anyway. Jesus is, you know, and when I get there, being in his presence, I ain't gonna care nothing about none of this anyway, you know. But in the meantime, I try to use that thought that I'm not the one actually walking out that ministry, because that's a ministry, not to be able to, you know, groom yourself, brush your own teeth. That's humbling. Floss your own teeth, wash your own bottom without therapy to teach you how to do so. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about years of therapy. And we still not completely there where he can do all the things by himself. On good days, he does better. On other days, he does not. And he needs a lot of help. That's humbling. You know, he's living that. And so that adjusts my posture and my attitude towards whatever I think is hard for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one walking out that ministry. I remember one time I was so worried because, you know, the way they teach you to get to the Lord, you got to confess with your mouth, you know, that Jesus is Lord, and, you know, that you believe that he died and he rose again. What about my son? He can't do that. You telling me he ain't going to see Jesus because he can't do that? And I remember I was just fervently praying. I'm like, Lord, I don't want my baby to miss you. You know, what if he make it past the age that they say they'll automatically go to heaven? You know what I'm saying? Because after 12, you got to be able to answer for yourself. Well, my baby can't answer for herself. So what do we do now? You know, one person said, oh, well, you're his spoken authority, so you speak it for him or whatever have you. And I remember I was just asking the Lord, and the Lord was like, Kelvin will see my face. He will see my face. He reminds me of those who are last will be first. So I shared that to say, if that is a concern of you for your child, don't worry. They're being faithful in their ministry. I can't tell you that you're going to always be okay, because you won't. But God is able to redeem as if you never lost anything. So hang in there. Take your breaks. And sometimes your break is closing the door, locking it so you could just use the bathroom by yourself while your child is banging and kicking it. Just to give yourself just a couple minutes to breathe. When they go to sleep, schedule your sleep where go to bed an hour later so you can have that moment. You know, your moment to cry, to talk to God, to watch a show, make you some popcorn or sit down somewhere. You know, God will bless you with pockets of rest where you can step away and things like that. He's with you. I'm speaking from experience. He's with you. And it won't all be for nothing. It won't all be for nothing. You know, the next hardship you face, he's just bringing you to another chapter to your testimony, and more tactics and experience and wisdom in a new area of whatever that trial is, so that you can help other people. And I know when you're suffering through it, you don't want to hear that, but I promise you, he'll make it make sense, and he'll make it worth it. Whatever you suffer, he'll make it worth it. So, excuse me, guys. So anyway, if you are a special needs parent, excuse me, honey, you know, and you're going through and you don't know how you're going to make it, just make it through the moment. Don't worry about nobody else around you. Don't worry about what people staring at you in the store. The goal is your child, when they are coming to pieces in the store, if they're a self-harmer, if they bash their head, whatever, nobody understands. Your child is suffering in the moment. It's not a behavior. Your child is suffering in the moment. They can't get it out. They don't know how. This is the only way they can say, I'm frustrated with my life right now. Block all that out. I remember one day Kelvin laid on his back and slid up the whole aisle. I had to sit on top of him for a minute just for him to just calm down. Squeeze his arms, calm him down. Nothing else matters but you helping your child say, listen, I see you. I'm not mad at you for having this moment. I'm not mad at you for having this moment. Mommy's here. Mommy loves you. We're going to get through it. And once he's calm, if you could pay for them groceries, cool. If you can't, leave that cart right there. And you get your baby to the car and you get yourself home. Don't worry about them able-bodied people. Okay? And then once you got him all settled, got him or her regulated back down, then you go regulate yourself back down. Even if your child is on one side of the couch with their tablet and they goldfish, you sit on the other side with your chai, tea, coffee, whatever, and just breathe. Don't get up until you able. Or, unless they need something, I get that. Sometimes you got to cut it short. But if God grants you the peace, take the peace. Take the peace and begin again. You have no idea. Sometimes I begin again 30 times. Sometimes you just got to begin again. No shame. No shames for those who are in Christ Jesus, man. None. So I hope that helped. I know that this message between the previous video and this one is extremely long, but I hope that helps somebody today. So I'll make another one soon. I'm going to try and do more of this. Somebody help me, so I want to help others. And even for the people that don't have special needs kids, family members, it affects the whole family. The whole family. So if you're listening and it's not you, but you're just a support, you be encouraged too. You don't have to have the right words. You ain't got to fix it, but just being there. Or even if you just come over because mom is sick and sit with the child for an hour or two and let her take a nap. Oh man, some of these moms are sleep deprived. Kelvin go through spats where he don't sleep at all. He'll wake up at 3 o'clock and stay up till the next night at 11. And he's done that one time. The longest spat was like 7 days. And I'm talking about I was exhausted. I'm working a job. I don't understand why he's not sleeping. I'm eating folks up because I ain't had no sleep. So, if you're the friend that said, you know what, I'm going to ride with you. Teach me how to take care of your child. And I'm going to come over there on Saturday and just let you sleep in. You got some laundry, I'll throw it in. That is worth $1 million when you're doing this journey here. So, count it all joy. All right. I hope that helped. Okay. Take care.